this is just a very slight PowerPoint presentation. It's going to take about 4 to 5 minutes, and we're going to talk about volume and price. And the first thing I wanted to really make the analogy of about this particular concept is everybody's seen a bell curve, and we all know that most of the data lies within about 70 to 80% of that meaty part of the bell curve within a standard deviation of the mean. So if you're doing statistical samples, you know that most of the data is going to lie here, and some of these outliers are going to be out to the right and to the left. Now, what we've done is we've taken this particular concept and related it towards price and volume in the marketplace. What we've done is relate volume to price. Now, you normally see volume as it relates to time, and these volume bars are always related to time on most of the charting packages that you have, the eSignals of the world, which I love that platform. And we use their data to populate our scanner, by the way, from Interactive Data. But what we want to do is relate volume to price, and we also want to put it kind of in a familiar metaphor that you're used to. So what we want to do here is basically turn volume on its side and put price on that vertical axis. Okay? So this is basically the same picture that we had before. We're relating volume to price, and we're going to just change it to something that you're familiar looking at, and price up and down. So like, let's say this is 2,000 on the S&Ps, this is 2,100 up here. Well, the volume that really occurred at all those particular prices will be reflected in a kind of histogram kind of, look really that you see in front of you. So what we've done is try to determine, if you go back to that bell curve analysis or analogy that we had before, we want to try to figure out, what's the meaty part of that bell curve, what's the most well-traveled area, and we want to quantify that, and we want to clarify it as what we call the balanced area of volume relative to price. And a lot of this might be new to you guys. If you watch my show every morning, you probably, okay, Logan, let's get through this. But what we want to do is quantify, clarify what that fair auction is, where prices are fairly, balanced within this particular top of the bell curve, the bottom of the bell curve, and what is the most well-traveled volume print against price in this particular balanced area. So we call this the balanced area. These are those outliers that we talked about before on the top and the bottom. This is what we call our point of control, or the most voluminous price peak. That we call it a peak of distribution in statistics. We're going to call it a point of control in what we call our derivative of market profile. So remember, the unfair high is the top of the so-called box, or the top of the fair auction. The green line is the bottom of our fair auction, and the point of control is our blue line. When we look at these charts and we look at the scanner and we try to get the point across, this is the unfair high, this is the unfair low, and this is the point of control. Or this is the top, this is the bottom, this is point of control. Have I said that too many times? Probably. So we're going to, last slide, the red line, top of the profile. The green line, bottom of the profile. The market profile that we've created, the TAS profile, the point of control. We call these fair auctions. You'll hear me call them balanced areas. You'll hear me call them profiles. All of them mean the same.